G'day and welcome to another Creaky Gamers episode, and we've got the Necrons again, the 9th edition Necrons, reigning supreme at the moment with the Unkillable Warriors versus the White Scars Destroyers chapter. Dusting off my old Marines from over 10 years ago. Haven't had them out for a while, added a new unit of Outriders, so we'll see how they go, and the scenario is priority target. So let's have a look at the armies and short form battle report.
An army overview.
So
Where's your warlord?
it's Zarekan Dynasty.
Zarekan.
So I'm not doing the OBSEC cheese.
Oh, right. Good.
No.
That's the hardest thing, I think. Well,
Yeah.
the OBSEC's good, but double OBSEC, that's the hard thing.
Yeah, no, I want to try them all out a little bit, you know, and like OBSEC's really good, but I'm just going to sit on that, and then I'm going to try and make the other ones work as well.
Yeah.
So that one gives me a 5+ versus mortal wounds. It rerolls 1 to 1 wound roll. So my warlord's here.
Yeah.
Is he? No. Oh, crikey.
He's
look,
having
I don't-
an identity crisis already.
Have I done this right? Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's supposed to be over there with him.
Alright, so the warlord's got like a retinue of...
No, he is the warlord.
Alright.
Sorry, he is the warlord.
Yeah.
Because he's a support warlord. He's an overlord, but he's more support.
Right.
He's got the Hand of the Pharaoh, so he can use My Will Be Done twice.
Yeah.
He's got Triarch's Will, so he can use 4 protocols. He can use 1 twice. He's also got the Arrow of Infinity, which is going to be really useless. It basically upgrades his Tachyon Arrow to a straight 6 damage and strength 16.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have a lot of vehicles, so it might not come into play. I've then got another Overlord over here. He's the fighty one, built same as last week, so he's got the Enduring Will and Sempiternal Weave.
Yeah.
He's got a bodyguard of 5 Leech Guard this week.
Yeah.
Then I've got, back here, I've got a Royal Warden. Let's bring him over here.
Yeah.
Stand at the front. With 20 of the short range shooters. And he's got the Veil. In the front line, I've got 2 units of 20 with the long range guns. I've got 3 individual Locust heavy destroyers there, and there.
Yeah.
A unit of 3 Scarabs there. Got a unit of 3 Scarabs here.
Yeah.
That's all that's on the board. Off the board, I've got another 5 Leech Guard. I've got 2 units of 3 of the Scorpic destroyers.
Yep.
I've got a lone Plasma Sight. And I've got a unit of 5 Tomb Blades.
Right. Okay.
And just mixing a few things up this week.
Right. Okay. All right. So here's the vintage Marines, and they are destroyers, which is a White Scars chapter. So we're running them as White Scars. And there's my warlord with the burning blade, and he makes a unit OBSEC. And so he's the warlord, and then I've got a chaplain in there with the assault marines. So he's been upgraded to a master of sanctity or whatever it is, so he can do 2 litanies. And then I've got 10 tactical marines here. I think that one's got the Sarge with the Power Fist, who seems to be misplaced at the moment. Anyway, there's a Sarge with a Power Fist in there, and there's a Flamer in that one.
There's only 9 guys.
Yeah, I know. He must have moved. Anyway, I'll find him in a minute. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's the Sarge with the Power Fist. All right. And then there's another 10 tactical marines over there. And there's another 5 tactical marines behind here. And then there's newly painted 3 Outriders, a unit of 8 bikes. The Sarge has got a Thunderhammer. A unit of Vanguard veterans in there, and then off the table we've got a drop pod. In the drop pod are the 2 Devastator squads. One's Plasma and Melter, and the other one's all Grav Cannons. And then there's just a basic unit of Terminators, and another unit of Vanguard veterans. The Sarge's got a Power Fist. And that's it. So we've got 12 command points, because I didn't spend any. I didn't know what to spend them on, so...
Not much. I mean, all this stuff deep strikes without penalty, right?
Yes, I didn't need to
You
worry
don't
about
need to do any of that.
Alright, so then we've got to roll off to see who's going first. The White Scars get a 5.
I rolled a 1. I'm guessing that means you win.
Yeah,
Unless
I
get
think,
plus 5. Do I get plus 5 for being Necrons?
No, you minuses.
Ah, okay.
Although you didn't take OBSEC, the super OBSEC, so that's in your favour. The fans will appreciate that. But they need to know what it does. Alright, so we get another command point. We're up to 13.
Turn 1.
Okay, so battle round 1. So the plan for the White Scars is to attack them, hit them hard, hit them early, and pin the Necrons in their deployment zone. So the Vanguard veterans and the bikes are going to advance up, and we're going to try and pick a point where we're going to attack. We're going to drop in the drop pod with the Devastators and lay down some fire, and hopefully they will cause enough distraction and take the heat off the assault troops. So you can see the drop pod is dropped in here. We've got the Devastators out into the woods, and they're going to concentrate, get rid of those scarabs. They're very annoying at doing actions on objectives for ancient machineries and so on. So the melter guns and plasma guns take out the scarabs, and then the rest of the guys shoot the warriors, which is a bit of a mistake because those warriors then pull back and are out of charge range, out of assault range for the bikes and Vanguard veterans.
Oh, that was a bit painful.
So that's the wash up of turn 1. So you can see that the White Scars have scored 3 points for the mission objective, and it'll be on to the Necrons' comeback for turn 1. So they've given the Necrons a bit of a bloody nose, but the Necrons do have some ways to counterpunch, and they do have a lot of guys in reserve. So they've used Veil of Darkness here on turn 1, and I wanted to use Odd-Spec Scan against them here, but we decided that they were already on the table, so they're not arriving from reserves, so we couldn't use Odd-Spec Scan on them, so you could correct us if we're wrong there. And so the warriors are going to bounce back. These warriors have advanced up. They're shooting these marines hiding in the building here through the woods, so that protected them a little bit. And then on the other side, the main attack, the drop pod was taken out by the destroyers, and the Veil of Darkness or Veil of Time, whatever it is, the teleporting Necron warriors took out most of the Devastators. So that was the plan, the Devastators to distract them, and now the assault marines and the bikes are ready to pounce.
Turn
Yep, okay, yep. Right, so start of the turn we got 3.
Turn
Yep.
2,
Turn 2,
Undying Legion.
what does that do?
Because I'm whatever dynasty I am, I get both of them. So I get Living Metal recovers an extra wound, and I reroll 1 reanimation protocol dice.
Okay,
But I've still got to be there, remember? So
yep, okay.
not like that.
I get a command point, I'm up to 13. I got 15 for the primary. That's it, I think. Okay, so turn 2 for the White Scars, and things are sort of going to plan. The Devastators have died, but they were supposed to die, do some damage, and then perhaps cause a distraction. But now the assault component of the army, which is the bikes and the Vanguard veterans, are able to jump forward, and the Terminators will come in from deep strike as well. We're going to save the little small unit of Vanguard veterans off the table to do deploy scramblers next turn. So we're just going to make the most of this assault. We are in tactical doctrine, so this is a new thing for me, using Space Marines, learning about the doctrines and so on. And then the Outriders, they've turbo boosted from 20 inches away. They're going to come up and help out with the assault as well. I did have them back because I wanted to protect my home objectives, or have some sort of counterpunch back there, just in case the Necrons use their teleport ability to drop a unit behind me. But now we're fully committed to the assault, so the Outriders have come forward. Very nice having a unit that can just zip around 20 inches and still be able to charge, being able to advance and charge. with White Scars. And then in the assault phase, the bikes are going to go after these warriors. And not being fully experienced with all the new stratagems, and I haven't used Space Marines for over 10 years, I should have used a stratagem here where we can make it the assault doctrine, or any doctrine we want for one of the units, to give the Outriders some more punch perhaps. So that's a lesson learnt. Make sure I'll have to give myself a cheat sheet full of all the stratagems and when to use them. But they've done alright anyway, so they're just pushing the warriors back while we keep scoring. And there's my old assault marines posing as Vanguard veterans with chain swords. I might convert a few more of those up to have some more power weapons. And so well into the assault phase here, and then the bikes are getting stuck into these warriors. They've failed to kill them, so they're going to be in a bit of trouble, and the Outriders and the Vanguard veterans get stuck into these warriors as well, but they don't quite finish them off. The Terminators kill all but one of the Scarabs here, and then one of the Scarabs resurrects itself, so the Terminators are struggling to get through the Scarabs, and the bikes and the Vanguard veterans here, the Outriders, are struggling to get through the warriors, so they're very hard to kill, those warriors. But we have wiped out one unit, and then behind all this you can see here the Leech Guard are ready to pounce. So while we're doing all this assaulting and having a great time, the Leech Guard are warming up their blades, and they're going to be able to do their counterpunch. But the White Scars have a handy lead at the end of their turn 2, so we'll see what happens with the Necrons counterpunch. Which on 16?
Now I've got to get this thing back.
Yeah, but you've got the cavalry are arriving now.
Yeah, we better do something. Unfortunately, I need the cavalry to go everywhere.
Okay, so the Necrons turn 2, their counterpunch is arriving because they've spent a few command points to keep a few units in strategic reserves, which is always very handy. And one of the important things about strategic reserves is that if they come on from reserves in your own deployment zone, they can come on closer than 9 inches to the enemy, as long as they are all within 1 inch of the edge. So it allows them to have a reliable charge into the White Scars coming from reserve. So that whole edge is their deployment zone. So the Necrons retreated and then shot the bikes, so there's hardly any bikes left, and then the Leech Guard came on and charged, and then here the Scorptech destroyers charge into the Terminators, and the other Scorptech destroyers here, they're going after the remnants of the Devastators. And they got a good charge through the woods there after a reroll, and you can see the Leech Guard here are going to take on the Vanguard veterans. So a strong counterpunch. But the battle's taking place in the Necron half of the table, so we're fighting over the Necron objectives, while the White Scars objectives at the back end of the table, their end, are being held by the White Scars without any fighting going on there. So the Leech Guard make short work of the Vanguard veterans. So they, without raising a sweat, they spend a couple of command points to give them extra attacks and extra strength, I think, or something, and the whole unit of Vanguard veterans are gone. The Terminators hold up against the Scorptech destroyers, and they lose a couple of Terminators go down. They must have fallen over there. I bumped the building, but the warriors and the Scarabs there retreated, and then the destroyers attacking the Necrons. So a strong counterpunch, but it's all taking place over the Necrons' 2 home objectives. So while the Necrons are killing, lots of Marines are falling here. The battle is being forced to the Necrons in their area.
I think he might have chopped me up a bit before I fought.
Oh, you might. He's got a 4-up invul, so he might have had a chance to save or something, maybe.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would have had enough attacks to like really punch through.
Alright, so you're down to 2 CP, I'm on 6, and you didn't score any Purge Vermin things, not the mission, no?
No, because I think I'm 3 inches. No, I'm within 3 inches of it. And with 2 models, yeah. So I've actually got that at the end of my turn. And you're not objective secured.
Okay, so you're on 6 for the mission.
Yeah, 6 on mission.
Turn 3.
Okay, so the White Scars turn 3, and the Outriders, again, they're turbo boosting across. As a Marine player here, I'm feeling I don't have many troops left, but I still have tactical Marines holding all my home objectives. So we're scoring okay. The Chaplain, out on his own after the Vanguard veterans were wiped out by the Leech Guard, he decides to jump over and use his aura. I think he's got one of his litanies off that he's going to help the Terminators fight the Scorptech destroyers there. But very handy having those Outriders being able to scoot 20 inches across the table to help out the Warlord, the captain on the bike. And so the ensuing combat here, the Chaplain fights and attacks the destroyers there, and then here a bit of shooting, and then the Outriders and the captain on the bike, they heroically take on those Scorptech destroyers in the woods after they destroyed the remnants of the Devastator squad that dropped out of the drop pod there. So there's not much left, but the Necrons have made a very strong counterpunch here and are looking to take the ascendancy. So the remains of the assault component of the White Scars is fighting bravely, and those Scorptech destroyers are going to be taken out by the Chaplain. The Chaplain finishes them off, and the Terminators will try and attack those Scarabs through. They're having a lot of trouble trying to kill those Scarabs. And then the last of those Scorptech destroyers is taken out by the Outriders. So it took a bit of effort, but the Necrons do still have quite a lot of troops on the table. A couple of units of warriors that refuse to die. They just keep getting back up again. But they're fighting in their own half of the table, so that may be the problem for them to get up and get on the objectives and control the battlefield. So that's the situation. So we're on...
We'll be done. We'll obviously go on them again. It's time to go on a movement now.
Yep.
Right, these guys are going to muck out of dodge.
Okay, so Necron turn 3 movement phase, and they're defending their home territory, so their half of the map shall remain in the control of the Necrons. The White Scars do have one little unit of Vanguard veterans hiding in the corner, deploying scramblers, but the Chaplain, wondering where the 10 Vanguard veterans he had with him a minute ago are, he's trying to help out these Terminators. And you'll notice the Outriders are in the woods at the moment, but the Necron shooting is too strong for them, and even the cover of the woods, the Outriders fall, so it leaves the captain on his own in the woods. And then the Chaplain, wondering what's going on again, he's lost all his Vanguard veterans, and now the Terminators are falling around him. So there's the captain on the bike, he's in the woods, the Leech Guard are going to try and charge him, but even with the reroll, the woods slow them down and the captain will live. And then the Chaplain, he's wondering what's going on here, and the Leech Guard are into him now, so he's going to have to fight Leech Guard. The Terminators are falling as well. The Vanguard veterans are gone. He seems to be having a bit of bad luck this game. Anyone that stands next to him tends to die. So the Chaplain, attacked by the Leech Guard, so eventually the Chaplain falls, and eventually then the Terminators, left on their own, fall as well. So things looking grim for the White Scars, but they're scoring well. That's it?
Yep. So at the end of my turn, I'll get 3 for the mission.
Yep.
I didn't start any action machinery because you were in range.
Yep.
But I do get 4 for Purge the Vermin.
4 for Purge the Vermin.
Oh, no, hang on. Sorry, no, take 2 off for Purge the Vermin.
Why is that?
Because you're actually in that quarter over there.
I'm over here, yeah.
Completely forgot about that.
Yep. Alright, so Purge the Vermin, you get 2.
Not that I could do anything about it. But
No.
Sorry, I wasn't intentionally cheating, I couldn't see them.
Alright, so which on 34?
Yeah.
Turn 4.
No more litanies to worry about. So I might well, these guys are going to die if they stay there. And they're going to die if they move. So I'm going to do deploy scramblers with these guys because they're in no man's land, so I'll do that. So that's deploy scramblers will be done. These guys are going to advance. So White Scars turn 4 and they have a handy lead, 60 to 34 at the moment I think. Might be 66 or something pretty soon perhaps. And so the captain on the bike decides that he will die for the chapter and he's going to charge forward into the 2 destroyers with their big heavy guns and try and take them out with his burning blade and try out that relic. And so that's his suicide mission. Is either going to retreat or he's just going to go in there. So he's going to charge in there and take on the destroyers. And the small unit of Vanguard veterans that I dropped into the back corner to deploy scramblers last turn, they've popped over, attack some of the warriors. And then the captain on the bike, he's going to attack the destroyers. He splits his attacks and he manages to kill one outright after using a command point to reroll one of his hits. And his other 2 attacks on the other one ends up leaving him with 1 wound left or something. So he nearly took them both out. And then the warriors counterpunch here against the Vanguard veterans. One of the Vanguard veterans goes down. And the captain has to take an attack from the destroyer. So he takes a wound. All fronts. So we get 3 for all fronts. Puts us on to 9 for that. We got the mission, so we get another 3 for that. Puts on 12 for that. Your turn 4, you're going to get 10.
Yep.
No, your turn 3, sorry. Turn 4, sorry. Yeah, you're going to get 10. Yep.
No one to heal. He'll give. Did you? You don't. You lost 1, didn't you? You're fine.
You're right. You've got a command point again. Yep. And so, Necron, bottom of turn 4, the Necrons fighting back, and the whole combat has taken place in the Necron deployment zone basically, after the White Scars' initial surge forward and attack. The captain on the bike is left alone. He's lost all his fellow bikers, fellow outriders, they're all gone. He's charged up and tried to take out the destroyers. You can see the tomb blades here. There are some tactical marines hiding in that building there, those ruins. They've done their job. They've held on and held that, scored that middle objective every turn. So their job is done. And then the Vanguard veterans here copying a bit of shooting. And the captain left alone in the centre of the field here. So he's surrounded by Leech Guard and Necron warriors and a destroyer as well. So the hit from the destroyer does quite a bit of damage, and eventually the captain's gone. So we'll have to find him a new name. He was von Kieferhoffen in the old chapter, Size of the Emperor chapter I used to run them as, but now I'm running them as destroyers and White Scars. So he'll have to have a new name. So I think there's a White Scars name generator, so I might have to convert him up a new bike after that one's been destroyed. A few of the tactical marines have fallen, but they've done their job, held on. We've scored maximum for the primary objective. And the last remaining unit we have in the Necron territory is this small unit of Vanguard veterans who did their job and deployed scramblers. And the Leech Guard make short work of them. And there's a couple of dead poor old tactical marines there as well.
Turn 5.
That's the situation. So my last turn, I can't score any primary. So all I can go for, I've done scramblers. I've got to do morale for these guys. I lost 2.
Do directive 2 of Hungry Lion if it makes any difference.
5, 6, 7, they'll be okay. Yeah, so my turn. So what I'm going to do, these guys are going to advance out here so I can get table quarters here.
Yep.
So they'll advance. Yeah, they're going 6, so they're motoring. So I'll just go 12 over here. And the other guys will just hunker down, I suppose. So something like that. They won't bother shooting. So end of my turn, I'll get
2 for all fronts.
2 for all fronts puts me on 11.
3 for the mission.
And 3 for the mission puts me on the 15.
Whack your 10 in for scramblers while we're here.
Yeah, while there. Which is on 81. And then your last. You'll kill some stuff.
Well, I'll get 10 for the
You'll get
primary.
10. Yeah.
We can't do ancient machineries because we can start it, but it's in our command phase.
Mission, you'll go up to 15.
Yep. If I kill those guys, I get purge the vermin, so I get 4 more for that.
4 more that, which you're on 10 for purge vermin. And that's it.
Yeah.
So it's 68 to 81. That's the final. $68 to 81.
Yep.
Turn 1 would have been different. If you'd got turn 1, might have been a bit different.
So the difference in the scores was I didn't get 15 at any point for the thing. And I couldn't actually get there, which was a shame. So I couldn't actually get 3. But yeah, because you kept me back, I couldn't get that. And the other one was ancient machineries. Only got 3, whereas
normally you get 15 for ancient machineries.
All fronts you got 11.
Yeah.
No, because I think the thing is, when we first started doing it, I was managing to keep you away, so I was able to go bang, 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 right? But now once you get on them, I can't start it while you're there. I can control it while you're there, but I can't start it. So once you had a couple of turns, it was just it's too hard to get, and I have to do these ones. So when you pin me in, it's not that good unless I can actually get out and get onto it.
Yeah. So it depends on what sort of army you're facing. I want to get up there and get going. But I thought the drop pod dropping the guys in was a good idea because you have to deal with them. So if you're dealing with them, then my assault's coming after that. So that's a good idea. That.
No, this was a really big battle. Obviously, that was really like a bit knife edge for a bit because you sort of almost swept through. And then I managed to come back and
you still had all your stuff in reserve, so that's and they came right on them, so that's that being your deployment zone over there sort of saved you there, I think.
But the leech guard did work in units of 5, didn't they?
Yeah, you don't need 10. You just got to deliver them. If you can deliver them, you might need.
Yeah, the problem was I took 10 because I was walking them, and they took wounds on the way in, and then but 5 just
they're pretty good.
And I remember to use my veil this time. I mean, basically just move.
Okay, so thanks for watching another Creaky Gamers production. Please like and subscribe and let us know what you think. If you've got any good White Scars strategies, let me know. Any sort of models that I really need to add to my collection. I'm thinking maybe some of those Inceptors with plasma guns might be interesting in White Scars. Has anybody used those? And of course I'm going to convert myself up my chaplain and put him onto a bike, I think. The new chaplain on bike looks pretty good. So let us know if you like this new shorter format, just trying something different, trying to keep the battle report to about 30 minutes if I can, and just highlight the main points. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe as I said, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.
This show is awful. Terrible. Disgusting.
See you next week.
Of course.